Another day, another commentary in the world of S.J. Mapler. Hello everyone, S.J. Mapler here, and today we are experiencing some Q.U.B.E. Now what is Q.U.B.E. exactly? Q.U.B.E. is a first-person puzzle platformer, very Portal-esque if you will. Now if you're wondering why this person's hand is being cut off currently, it is because I have to record my videos in half size due to the fact that Steam hates fraps, so I apologize for that. It's appropriate though, considering the video is square, and this is a game called Q.U.B.E. Quick Understanding of Block Extrusion. A very unique game with a very unique mechanic, quite interesting, quite enjoyable, and I'm here to show you the neon section of the game. Now this is not the whole game, but it's quite an interesting part of the game. Felt it was appropriate for showing. And just in case you don't know what's going on, basically in Q.U.B.E. you have the power to pull out blocks and pull in blocks of particular colors. Now each block has its own special ability. Red blocks will go out 3 spaces, blue blocks will let you bounce or launch off into the air, yellow blocks consume 3 spaces and they make funny staircases depending on which part of the yellow blocks you pull. And green blocks are just normal blocks. There's nothing special about green blocks, but you'll see some interesting stuff here. Now, if you still have no idea what's going on here, that is okay, because you can just enjoy the neon ride. Now, today's topic is, apology for the exposition, adventure! Dun 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 dun, or other adventure sound effect / theme that isn't trademark or copyright. Yes, today's theme is adventure. And what is adventure exactly? Well, adventure to me anyway is a new place, a new experience, a new perspective, a new narrative. New things are adventure, because adventure is learning, and learning is learning's not everything, but in adventures you learn, adventures you take in, adventures you experience, a synonym for adventure, so maybe that wasn't proper, but regardless, adventure is an amazing thing you discover, you explore, you initiate, you yourself find yourself in, and it's up to you and how you do. Adventure is choice, you know. You get adventure out of what you want out of adventure. You don't get adventure out of anyone else's experience. You get it out of your own, and that is truly what adventure is, in my opinion. No, I actually have no idea, but that is probably one aspect of the very large concept of adventure. Yes. Now, that's why games to me are so intriguing as maybe books are, music and movies, because despite the fact that all of these mediums are so very different and have their own similarities, but are so very different overall, they're all adventures of their own. When you listen to a song, you might imagine visualization, or you might picture something, you might well, that's the same thing, but you might think about the lyrics, you might not listen to the lyrics at all, you might be there for the rhythm, but all of that together is adventure, is experience, it's perspective, it's thinking, it's everything that's being put into this. It is significant and amazing, mysterious and alluring. It's many things, but adventure can also be scary and all. It could be so much. So why am I so concentrated on the definition of adventure? Because life is adventure, as you probably know, and you never know what you're gonna get out of it. And that said, we create adventures, we make adventures for others, we are part of adventures, we are adventurers. It's just think about all the things that just add up to everything, you know? Just look around you. Would life be different without trees? Why, yes, it would. But how different would it be? Would you even notice? Does it change your perspective completely? Would it manipulate your life? Your adventure? there's a lot to think about, and I know it's been nonsensical stream of thought here, but that's just what I feel like today. It feels like I feel like speaking in terms of nonsensical streams of thought and saying the word adventure a lot. Yes, I do. So that's how it's going today. Now this puzzle is a good puzzler. Yes, indeed. But that's another thing too. Adventures get you thinking. Adventures don't get you thinking. Adventure. You know, like, now that what are games for exactly? Are games for adventure? Well, I think they are, in a sense, you know. Every time you get a game, the rules are changed, the rules are different. Unless it's a sequel, then the rules might be the same, but like the characters are different. You get different people in different situations, and you could see that everywhere else and in every other medium. But games in particular, let you decide what you want to do. It's all about you and what you do. Unless you're in an MMORPG, then maybe it's about what you and other people do, and it's integral. It's necessary. It's an experience, and it's significantly awesome. You know, you can't just write a game. Well, you technically can, but like you can't make a game out. Well, you can make a game out of writing, but like you can't make a game into a book. It won't be the same, and you can't make a movie into music. Actually, yeah, you can't. You cannot make a movie into music. But on the other hand, you can make music into a movie, and a game into music. It's kind of crazy how these things work, but yeah, so it's just I actually don't know where I'm going with this, but it seems interesting. It seems very interesting. But again, games are above other mediums, you know. Well, I don't want to say above. They're different, of course, as all mediums are. And what's important about games themselves? You know, why do we play them? Why are they so interesting? Is it all the pretty colors? Is it the messages? Is it what we're doing? It's like, I find games more intriguing than music, than movies, than books, comics, all these things, because they're relatively new in the world, and maybe because we can truly explore them in ways we can't explore other things. You know, movies always have to be shot with a camera, but games can be put into different dimensions and all that. Well, movies could too. Gosh, it's kind of hard, but like, I don't know how to say it, but I feel that games are important and necessary in this world at this time, now that they've been established, and I truly believe they are art, but that is another topic for another day. But it's just so surreal, you know, because when you read a book, right? And maybe you can skip through pages, or books might do something different, but games will always do something different, you know. And movies will always have, well, maybe not always, but usually have like 3-act scenes or something. There's usually a template for movies or books, not for music. Music's really freeform, but there's no template for games. There's no right way to make a game. There's no wrong way to make a game. There's no wrong way to play a game. It's all about your experience, your adventure, and so it's really super incredible about how things work like that, how we experience life, and how we can use that to create more things for more lives, you know. Like, if you have a life story, you write a book or a song, and then bam, someone else experiences it, someone else has their own thoughts about it, someone else has their own adventure with it. It's like an adventure into an adventure into an adventure, but it's not an adventure within an adventure, because then it'd just be an Inception joke, and that would be overused. Now, this chain of just like constant experience, the butterfly effect. And if you don't know what the butterfly effect is, it's basically if a butterfly does something in particular, like tip over something, and that thing tips over another thing, like maybe, let's just say, a really unstable water tower, and the water tower explodes and floods the land, and then these people can't get these crops, and then there's starvation, and then they have to get aid, and like, there's just a chain of events, a chain of adventure. And, well, that was actually a pretty sad adventure. It probably had a really sad ending, too. Hopefully that never actually happened, but you get the idea. The butterfly effect of everything is just massive. It's insane. And sometimes you do choices and you choose to do things, and the effects aren't immediate. Sometimes they appear years later. Sometimes they're instant. It's like, it's all about just everything. I can't explain it. I just can't. But I hope I'm getting the general gist out there. Because otherwise, I don't know. I really don't. But yes. Oh, this puzzle was super frustrating. You're probably watching me, like, trying to jump this thing for, like, 12 minutes or something. And I gotta say, it did feel that way. But, despite that, I did break through this adventure. And I made it to the next land. And on that note, have a nice day, and goodbye. Peace.